Hello. Welcome back to our channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Canadian visitor's visa from the perspective of a Jamaican applicant. So one of the questions about a visitor's visa is, okay, invitation letter. Do I need an invitation letter? How do I get an invitation letter if I do not know anybody in Canada? If you would have seen our last video, please go check it out, where we spoke a little bit about the Canadian visitor's visa from a Jamaican visitor in the background here on our way to Niagara Falls. And this is something that there is a lot of misconception around, because I myself thought that if you want to come to Canada, you must have an invitation letter. And I've done my research and I've done some reading, and it seems that the only way you really need an invitation letter is based on the purpose of your visit. So right now we're going to go through the program of seeing, first of all, where to find this checklist in order to visit Canada. So we're going to say, okay, we're visiting Canada. Apply for a visitor's visa. So to give you some information there, how long you want to stay, blah, 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 who can apply, eligibility, all that wonderful stuff, how to apply. All right, and then here it is that they're going to ask you, where are you applying from? So you're outside of Canada and you want to apply online. Get some instructions. All right, here is an idea of the instruction guide. Definitely check out the document checklist that is available by your visa office for your country, because every country is going to be different. So right here under gather documents is the document checklist, and Lisa explained in the video that she has had some issues with opening and downloading these documents, and the reason really is if you try to click it, it's not going to open. Okay, you have to right click, save link as, and save it somewhere on your computer, right? And once you've saved it there, you go to that location and open it there. So I've already saved it there, so I'm going to open it up right here and give you an idea of what is required for a temporary resident visa. Now, you have the standard things like the application form, your family information. If you are stating that you do have a common law union, if you are using a representative, you don't have to, but if you choose to, you may. And if anybody else has authority to get your personal information. Now here's where you get to the meat of the matter, the invitation letter. Now here is the document checklist. This is a document checklist just for a standard temporary resident visa for Canada. So just a normal visitor's visa. And nowhere on here is it saying you need an invitation letter. Now here it says purpose of travel, and based on your purpose of travel, refer to the responsible visa office for your region. So that is where you kind of have to read between the lines and say, okay, fine. What are they saying here? What do I need here? So if you go to your browser and just type in temporary resident visa, Kingston visa office instructions. Now, if you type in your city, the city that your visa office is in, you may find this document. But right now, I'm doing this case study specific to Jamaica. So the temporary resident visa instructions. If you just search that there, it should be that first PDF document that comes up, right? And this one, unlike the rest of course, immigration documents, you can actually open this one. So I'm going to open it up. And it's a nice PDF document that really just gets down into the exact details that you need or that the visa office in Kingston requires. So here we're going to scroll all the way down to purpose of travel. Now, based on your purpose of travel, you need to submit these documents for your trip. So if you are coming as a tourist for tourism, you need to describe your trip, including the dates of travel, the details and itinerary, and travel reservations if applicable. If you're visiting family, here is where you need a letter of invitation from your host in Canada. And if it is a business event or any other sort of event, then a letter of invitation from the inviting company or organization or whoever it is that is telling you that you should come to Canada for this wonderful thing that's happening. Here you have short-term studies, you have transit, and you have returning student. So now somebody, is saying like, okay, I don't have any family in Canada. How on earth am I going to visit Canada? Right? And I didn't believe that if you don't have family here, you can't come here. That's kind of hard to believe, because like if I want to visit Europe, for example, or if a European wants to come to Canada, do they have to come to Canada based on coming to see family? No. So here, under the purpose of tourism, this is where you would state what the purpose of your trip is and a description of your trip. Now, I think to create a very strong application or a strong profile, if you're coming here for tourism, have an itinerary, like a travel itinerary from a travel agent, or book your ticket. Now, I know it's kind of, you don't know if you're going to get the visa, so why are you going to book the ticket? Book your ticket with some travel insurance. Your travel insurance is probably going to be $30 more on your ticket. If you don't want to do that, try to book it far in advance. Like this is July now, book it for December. And for sure, you know that if you get rejected, you must be able to apply again before now and December in order to go and visit as a tourist, right? So in this case of a tourist, you don't need a letter of invitation, and this is specific to the Kingston visa office in Kingston, Jamaica. Now, where on your application will you put that you are here for tourism? So when you go into your signing into your account here on the CIC website, so cic.gc.ca, you are able to go through a questionnaire online in order to determine what you are eligible for. So you can say apply to come to Canada here, right? You didn't do a personal reference code, so now you need to go through that questionnaire and determine your eligibility to apply online for a visitor's visa. So we're going to click that one there, and we're just going to go through the series of questions. You want to visit Canada, you're planning to stay temporarily, you're from Jamaica. Oh gosh, I lost it. You live in Jamaica and you don't have any family. So you are eligible for a visitor's visa. Okay, perfect. Yes, I'm eligible. Awesome. So we're going to continue. And remember, we said we don't have any family, and it still says you are eligible. Okay, continue and continue. Answer a couple more questions. What's the main purpose of your visit? And here is where you say you're either coming for tourism or you're doing one of these things, which 3 of these 4 definitely requires an invitation letter. Let us say that you're coming for tourism. Next, if you have a job in your country, if you have a business, yes, I have a scanner. Hello, this is the 21st century. Oh my God, I have a phone. And here you go. Okay, so this is where you can go over that information there, and it will take you to the place now where you're going to upload your documents. And based on the breakdown here, it is not asking you for a letter of invitation. So here, purpose of travel is where you're going to attach your itinerary or your ticket, your flight departing Canada. Hello, departing Canada, not departing your home country. This means that you are heading back to your home country when you are done being a tourist. Going back a your yard. Your itinerary from a travel agency or anything, and proof of a medical appointment. So this really is helpful for somebody who is actually trying to come here and you don't have anybody to write an invitation letter for you. Okay, so here's the breakdown of fees and what it costs. $100, like Lisa Ann said, and $85 for biometrics. Now, this is if you're a tourist and you don't have to provide a letter, but it does mean that you probably have to purchase a ticket or something. So let's say now that you are not a tourist, you are visiting a family member. What should that letter say? So here is the invitation letter that I wrote for my sister who visited Canada, as you saw in this awesome video. Go check it out. And this is what I said, and her visitor's visa application was successful. To whom it may concern, my sister is coming. This is her name. This is the day, year, date, and month that she was born, and she tends to visit me, and I've put the city, province, and country that I live in. Of course, I live in Canada, but you get some specific and give some information. And then I say very specifically the date that she plans on arriving and the date that she plans to return to her home country, to leave Canada. Okay, and then we put her information here and saying that, well, I will be providing necessary expenses for my sister's stay. And here are my details below. And I've also attached my birth certificate to show proof of relationship, and my permanent resident card, depending on what your status is, or Canadian passport as proof of status. So, should you require further information, yours faithfully, as told by Canadian immigrants. So that is a sample of a invitation letter that has been used on a visa application that has been successful. Now, I'm not going to tell you that just because you use this and ours was successful, just because we did this and my sister's was successful, means that if you do the same format, yours will be successful. I'm not guaranteeing that at all, but I'm giving you an example of something that was used in the past and was successful with. So you can always go and check it out, do some research. Here's just a random blog of somebody that I've found just by Googling, do I need an invitation letter as a visitor in Canada? Just copy this and put it in Google search and see what comes up. And see here where it says an invitation letter is not mandatory when applying for a visa. In some cases, they will ask you for an invitation letter, but if it is not asked, you don't need one. But it is helpful to have one to provide a strong application. Okay, and who can write an invitation letter? It's going to be a family friend, a family member, or a close friend. But like we said, if you are here as a tourist, you don't need an invitation letter. So that solves that. Myth is busted. Haha. So I'm so happy that I was able to find this information and bust this myth. Go ahead and check out the rest of our videos on our channel over at As Told by Canadian Immigrants. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, and leave comments in the comment section below. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in the next video.